Virginia is for Grubbers. We are back again with another Old Fashioned Friday, and this week I thought it would be cool to give you guys a behind the scenes sneak peek of how we go about and shoot these Old Fashioned Fridays. Today we're in Reston Town Center. In the month of July of 2024, we're actually going to do a themed Old Fashioned Friday location base. All of the Old Fashions this month are going to be featured right here in Reston, Virginia. Side note, a lot of people ask us, we do not charge a single dollar to do Old Fashioned Fridays, and the main reason for that is we want to maintain our authenticity. We go and we give you our authentic rating on every single Old Fashioned that we have. And again, we've been doing this for 4 years coming up on this August, almost 200 plus episodes where we are not charging anybody. We do it completely for free. We pay our bills, we tip the waiter, we tip the staff, etc. So none of the restaurants have a heads up when we come in and do these Old Fashioned ratings. That way, whatever Old Fashioned that we're getting, you guys are getting, and we maintain the authenticity of us, our brand, and the score of all the Old Fashions. Our first location we're gonna head is 60 Vines. Let's get it going.
Stay off the cuff, that's OFF. Show them bars to the worldwide net. All the drinks made yet, pass one to me. Blessed he, the Old Fashioned king, the Old Fashioned king.
Virginia is for Grubbers. We are back again with another Old Fashioned Friday, and this week we're coming to you from Reston, Virginia, and we are at 60 Vines. Moving forward, I'm gonna try to do a special theme every single month for Old Fashioned Fridays. This month of July 2024 is gonna be location based, so all of the Old Fashions you're gonna see this month are gonna be located right here in Reston, Virginia. I did a deep dive of a bunch of Old Fashions and a bunch of restaurants that are new, some old, throughout Reston, and we're gonna feature them throughout the entire month. Without further ado, let's get into this. If you just tuned into our channel, we are Virginia is for Grubbers. We do a series every single Friday called Old Fashioned Friday, where we review Old Fashions off of 4 things: 0 to 3 on appearance, first sip, overall taste; 0 through 1 on overall ambiance of the establishment. We're gonna jump into this appearance first, but stick around for the ambiance at 60 Vines that I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you for. As stated in the intro, whenever we do these OFFs, we never tell any location that we're coming. We don't give a heads up. With that said, when we walked in, this nice young lady named Maria recognized us right off the rip. I'm obviously wearing the shirt. She talked to Brad, who's on the camera right now, and said, oh, you know, I'm fangirling. Are you guys here to do an Old Fashioned Friday? We're like, we actually are. We typically don't tell anybody. Big shout out to Maria. And we did ask her, they have 2 different Old Fashions on their menu. We asked her which one's the best, and she said the centerpiece, which without even seeing the other one, I would agree, because it's just a dope presentation. So there's that. Shout out Maria. 60 Vines has 2 different kinds of Old Fashions. One of them is what we're doing today. It's called the centerpiece. Hence, they have a actual centerpiece that they sit down on the table. It is served for 2, price point of $36. So basically $18 per Old Fashioned. They're using an Old Forester bourbon, bitters, orange, peppercorn, rosemary, and thyme. A lot of herbs and spices in there, so could be really fire, could be a little confusing. We're gonna find out. Off the appearance, beautiful presentation, obviously. I think this is cool. This is probably the first time I've ever had an actual quote-unquote centerpiece where they just sit it on the table and you can kind of just pour as you go. We've had some smoked Old Fashions and some different presentations, but this is a first. They get some huge bonus points because of that. Glass, not too big, on the smaller side. They do have a single cube. It's not clarified though. We always stress we are big supporters of the clarified ice, because if you don't have the best clarified ice, 60 Vines, I can put you on. You can get the best clarified ice at stillice.com. The clarified ice is just gonna give you a little bit more longevity in the cocktail, and it's not gonna melt as faster. It's not gonna dilute the cocktail. Off of appearance, presentation is gonna crush. The highest thing you can get without clarified ice is 2.5. That's how important clarified ice is to us. I think I'm gonna go 2.4. Like I said, glass a little small, not clarified, but this presentation is gonna kind of carry the weight for it, if you will. So we're gonna go 2.4. We're gonna jump into this first sip, centerpiece, Old Fashioned, 60 Vines. Here we go. First impressions, incredibly smooth. You get a little bit of confusion on the herbs and spices. Again, rosemary, thyme, peppercorn, all combined. Not your typical old-fashioned ingredients, if you will. However, I do think that it does the cocktail service. Sometimes if you throw in a bunch of different herbs, spices, or flavors, it can kind of make the cocktail go left. I think it actually adds to the cocktail itself, so I think that's a plus. It tastes a little bit on, like, how do we word that? Almost like a little fall festive holiday-ish, if you will. We've done some Old Fashions where I'm like, this would be really good around fall or Christmas. I would argue this is a very, very fall and festive type of cocktail with all those blends of herb and spices. First sip, it's very smooth, it's clean, as I like to say. It goes down, almost little to no bite, not overly sweet. I think all the ingredients are balanced fairly well. I'm gonna go 2.6. We're gonna talk about the ambiance of 60 Vines, and then we're gonna get into the overall taste. Over 13,000 square feet inside and outside. They're primarily known for their wine, which they have on tap. They have 58 wines on tap, and they take these wines straight from the barrel barrel into metal kegs, and they serve them on tap. They actually said that they have the largest on-tap wine selection in the country except for Caesar's Palace. That's pretty huge. This is their 9th location. It's the only location inside of Virginia. They have 4 in Texas, 2 in Florida, 1 in North Carolina, 1 in Tennessee, and 1 right here in Reston, Virginia. And they actually just opened in December of 2023. So we're only about 6 or 7 months fresh, brand new spot, which is pretty dope. Also, the fact that Reston now charges you for parking, everyone's furious about. I'm furious about it. It's the dumbest thing Reston Town Center's ever done in the history of Reston Town Center. I'm asking each restaurant if they validate parking. 60 Vines does validate parking, however, you have to park in a parking garage. We did not do that. But if we knew that, we could have, and they still validate parking, so that gets bonus points. So we're gonna take some points off at places that don't validate parking, because without that, it's the dumbest thing Reston's ever done. So beautiful 13,000 square feet inside, 58 wines on tap, open air kitchen, beautiful patio on the outside, and it backs up to this area, which is in the wintertime, this is the ice skating rink right here in Reston Town Center. So a dope little like play area for kids, families, and whatnot. As far as ambiance is concerned, full 1, they didn't validate parking. I was gonna go to a 0.8. We're gonna jump into this overall. Let's get it going. Still good, still smooth. It's about 85 degrees. We're sitting outside. Obviously, without the clarified ice, you're gonna get a little bit of dilution from the ice, which we're getting, but it's still fairly consistent. They got a Luxardo hit it in there. That's a plus. As far as overall is concerned, I mean, it's a clean, nice, good old fashioned. It's a solid OF. It's definitely a solid OF. It's nice that you get it for 2, and they have this little presentation. That's fire. The score is gonna remain about the same for overall. I'm gonna go 2-4. So there we are, 60 Vines, Reston, Virginia. Reston Town Center, Virginia is your Grubbers, 8.4. Cheers, y'all.